of the extrajudicial statements, we have explicitly charged Mr. Nifong with making false or misleading statements concerning the possible use of a condom, and the State Bar's evidence also has demonstrated that he has made other false or misleading extrajudicial statements to the media. The first one, the one that we explicitly charged him with, had to do with condom statements. We know on March 21st the same report was received. By March 29th, Mr. Nifong had read the same report. He's admitted that in an article in evidence in this case. We know he must have read it by that date because he's quoted in an article saying that he has read the report, my reading of the same report. On March 30th, Ms. Lane testified that they had a conversation with Mr. Nifong saying that the results from the rape kit were negative and there was no DNA. On March 31st, he begins, among other statements, he spoke with the MSNBC saying he had spoken with the crime lab. So we know from that video that he has already spoken to the crime lab about this because he acknowledged it during the interview with Dan Abrams. And what he said during that was, if a condom were used, then we might expect that there would not be any DNA evidence recovered from, say, a vaginal swab. Well, of course, a vaginal swab is one of the items that was included in the rape kit that he had just the previous day been told would not have any DNA on it. And if you look at this tape, you will see, contrary to Mr. Nifong's assertions, it is not a statement made in response to a hypothetical question or even a question by Dan Abrams. It is made by him without solicitation. And the State Bar contends it was made once Mr. Nifong knew that there wouldn't be any DNA evidence. But even if that's not the case, it is completely improper for him to be suggesting that a condom would be used and misleading when the only evidence that was ever existed in this file prior to January 2007 stated definitively that no condom had been used. The same nurse, you've seen it, we just went through it last night. There are 3 different places on that report, which is the only thing Mr. Nifong had other than that had to do with condoms, says it repeatedly. And it didn't say she wasn't sure, it said no. Of course, whether or not she was unsure, that's the information that Mr. Nifong had. And there was no evidence, and he's admitted there's no evidence to support that statement.